We are here in Troy, New York to go to their Saturday morning farmers market with 15,000 other people. Let's go. Hi, we're Jen, Elliot, and Ollie. In 2019, we left the United States and backpacked through 11 countries, all before deciding to come back home and try something completely new, pivoting into boat life. Our current adventure is America's Great Loop, a 6,000-mile journey through small towns, big cities, and the wilderness from the eastern portion of the United States, through the Great Lakes and Canada, and down the Midwest rivers, all aboard our home on the water, Pivot. Make sure you subscribe as we share our journey through the highs, lows, and everything in between.
Can you imagine when the technology is here to be able to do the loop on an entirely electric boat? As you guys saw from our last vlog, when we arrived in Detroit yesterday, we did like an evening walk through the town. Well, just that evening walk for their Friday night celebration, and then Jen and I went to Footy Magoo's for drinks, a little dive bar. Troy has become one of our favorite stops. On the loop, right, or on the Hudson?
Both.
Both. It's just such a cool town. There's a lot to do, a lot of good food, a lot of good people. The ice cream was insane yesterday. We're gonna probably get that again.
The architecture is amazing.
Yeah. It's already become a winner. This farmer's market keeps going and going and going, and we could have brought Ollie, but we just thought for filming and then shopping, it'd be better if we left her at home. But I can tell she would love this place too.
This is by far one of my favorite activities that we have done so far on the loop. This farmer's market is packed full of people. It is full of people from the area, from like not just like Troy, but from the surrounding area. And there are so many vendors, and they're all doing their own craft, which is something that I love. I love it when people are passionate about their own craft. They have a thing that they enjoy, and like everything, it's beautiful. It's so well done, and like today is just the perfect weather. We've heard that the past few Saturdays have not been the greatest weather, and so, man, I am just loving today.
It's very refreshing.
I can see it all clear from above, looking back on it all. Maybe I can see what was broken. Ooh, but it's a lonely calling. Yeah, it's a lonely calling.
If that doesn't tell you that we love this ice cream, then I don't know what does.
This ice cream place, the Dutch Udder, we overheard them saying they had the #1 vanilla ice cream voted at the World's Fair, and we can tell.
If us getting ice cream for dinner last night and getting ice cream for breakfast today doesn't tell you how good this ice cream is, then I don't know what will.
Wow. It's absolutely delectable. It's incredible. This has got to be the best ice cream I've ever had.
Yeah. I got the I'll Stop the World With You in a matcha cone, which is like a blueberry. It's a blue base with, I can't remember what the blue is, some flour or something, with like matcha sugar cookie chunks. And the sugar cookie chunks are massive. They're so big.
And I got the rain dough, which is their buttery vanilla base with rainbow cookie dough in a rainbow cone.
It's dripping, it's dripping.
Oh my god. That's just insane.
I don't want it to end. That ice cream was so good. But now we're heading back to the boat and we will be getting ready to go. Taking some showers before we fill up the water tanks and make it to our next stop on the loop. Troy, New York, you're one of my favorite stops on the Great Loop. I love you. This is amazing.
One thing that's possible, and it's not on Navionics, is Troy has a 2-hour free dock just behind us. So you can come stay there from Albany. So you could basically stay in Albany Saturday or Friday night, Saturday morning, come up here, tie up for a couple hours, do the farmer's market, and then continue to Waterford. It'd be a great day. I mean, the free dock is really nice. It feels good to have a shower, have a clean boat, full water tanks, full power. Pivot is ready for the Erie Canal. We're not going into the Erie Canal today, but we are stopping right on the edge in Waterford. Today has been an amazing morning, an amazing start to the day. It's about 1:30 and they were so nice here at the Troy Downtown Marina. We had Matt, Dockmaster, and we chatted with him yesterday and we asked if we could stay a little bit later to do the farmer's market because on Snag a Slip you're supposed to be out by 11 and he was super kind, said it was all right. So thanks, Matt. And today is one of those days where it's tough because we leave the dock and immediately we're going into a lock and then we're going to be talking right after that because our trip is only 4 miles today. It's crazy, one of our shortest days on the loop ever. And this lock is going to be our first lock of the Northeast. I think we're raising 15 feet. And to put on top of everything else, we heard that the boat ahead of us in the lock is her first lock ever. So, not like we have a lot of experience either, but it's gonna be interesting. We really had to get up and go because we've just seen so many boats pass us today on the docks going to Waterford, just like yesterday. And the wall is pretty much full now, and that's where the power is for $10 a night. Oh my god. Which we would really like because it's gonna be really hot today. It's 90 plus just like yesterday, and tomorrow's even hotter. So, you know, it is what it is. If we have to go to the wall, tie up for free and have no power, we'll do that. And we'll just make sure the windows are open, it'll be up on the fly bridge, it'll be okay. And we have Bill and Margie from Crustacean are there. And so it's another plug for Nebo. Like, Nebo is clutch because you can see all the loopers there. You can see when they leave to know if there's space to go to the wall. And then you can also reach out to people there on Nebo and they'll tell you, hey, yeah, there's a spot right in front of me, you know. It's a really helpful tool, and if you're doing the loop, you have to get it. It's a free app, but we recommend getting the hardware device installed. It just, you don't have to think about it. It's pretty cheap and it's better than the app. Like, it's more precise. This is gonna be a lot of fun. This is the start to the land of locks. And we've had 2 different locking areas before. I am getting flashbacks though to waiting for the Deep Creek lock in North Carolina, where we had to wait for like 20 minutes, and I ran aground directly outside the lock, and as soon as the lock opened, I was aground. It was not one of my best moments as a Capitan. So this time I'm making sure we stay in the channel. Always in the channel. It's time for our first lock in the Northeast. You ready, babe?
Lockmaster, this is Sean. Yeah.
To prepare for today, I took off my rings, so just in case, seemed like a good idea. So there are these poles that are in like flush with the wall. They're inside the wall, so you can't rub up against them. But I think the approach today is going to be to put the line around the pole, and then we're just gonna like float up with it. Here's what they look like. So.
You just let me get really close before you do it.
Okay, you tell me when. I do have to help the line, kind of moving it up the pole a little bit, because it does kind of get a little taut, and I don't want it to get too taut and then like jostle us in any like, I don't know, intense way. So I'm just kind of like inching it up. The one like major thing that we've heard in locking is that you never ever tie off your boat or tie off the line on a cleat. What you do is you put it as an S, so that way the load is on the cleat, and that way it's not like on you as a person, and you have a lot more like
unwrap it.
Yeah, and you can easily unwrap it and like move it as long as it's in that S shape.
So I moved inside so that way I could easily just step out and grab a line, but I really wasn't needed. But I'm glad I was down there. Whoa. Better to be safe than sorry. Moving back up to the flybridge so I have really good visibility, and it's easier to control the boat up here. Almost there. One thing to note too is that with a lot of locks, you are required to wear a life jacket. I don't know if that's the case here. And then also with a lot of locks, you're required to turn off your engines. I don't know if that's the case here too. So we put on our life jackets, we left our engines on, but I think the lockmaster would probably tell us either way if something was done incorrectly. And we'll have to check out the systems, because the Erie is a system, Trent Severn is a system, and so on and so forth. I think the lock doors are finally open.
Alright, so let me know when I should let...
Roger, I'll let you know.
Okay.
Woohoo! Can't celebrate yet, gotta leave the lock. That lock was a success. Good job, babe. Now we have 1.6 miles to the Welcome Center, and I was just talking to Bill from Chris Station, who we've been buddy boating for the past few legs of the journey, and he said that there's no more rooms on the docks unless boats move, which he said that is a possibility, like shift around to like join the spaces together. He did say the pump out dock is open and the pump out's not working, and he asked the visitor center if we could go there. They said yeah. So thanks, Bill, for helping coordinate that. And then there's still the free wall, so we're gonna have a place to go tonight, which is a big weight off our shoulders. And if we have to go to the wall, we have to go to the wall. The only difference is that it's a little bit harder to dock because it's low tide, and so you have to kind of go really high to dock, and then there's no power. So, but that is what it is. We don't really need power because we just came from the dock, but it's 98 degrees, so it would be nice to have power. But we'll see how it is. There's 2 boats ahead of us that came through a lock ahead of us, so we're gonna follow behind them, and if neither of them takes a pump out, we're gonna dive right in.
We made it! Up ahead is the turnoff for the Erie Canal. Now if we were to continue going north on the Hudson River, we would eventually get up to the Lake Champlain Canal and Lake Champlain, which would eventually lead us into Canada and the St. Lawrence River, which we're taking the Erie Canal route. I think that's kind of been established. But let me just explain too that picking which route to go on has been a real challenge. I have been very torn whether we should go up to Lake Champlain and go into Canada that way, or if we should go the whole Erie Canal route and go into Lake Erie at the end. I have been so torn because what we've heard is that the western side of the Erie is the most beautiful part of the Erie. And so it feels kind of silly to not do the full Erie, which we're not. We're going to be doing the Oswego Canal. But man, like, it is so hard because every single option is great, is excellent. There's so many great things with every single route. And this area is just so beautiful, and just the idea of traveling through more canals and like more of these like tighter waterways that you don't have to worry as much about weather and like swell and current and tides and all this stuff. Like, it's just, it's nice and it's easy, and man, like,
Can't wait.
yeah, and we're here! Crazy.
Goodbye, Hudson. Goodbye, Hudson River. It has been one of our most favorite sections of the loop by far. It has blown our expectations out of proportion.
All the slips with power on the west side of this dock are completely full. So it means that we are getting the free wall, which we are perfectly happy about. Yeah, and our friends on Crustacean are going to help us dock, so even better.
Alright, stay.
Stay.
I'll tie you off to a cleat.
Stay. Stay.
Howdy.
How are you?
Good, how are y'all?
Good, thank you. Welcome to New York.
Thanks.
Hope you enjoy it.
While Jen's cooking some lunch, I'm gonna take Precious out. We did take her out in Troy, but might as well take her out again while we can. And go check into the visitor center. And it's pretty full here. Like, look, you can just see all the boats lined up. So basically all on the other side of the bridge, that's where all the power is. But that's fine, no big deal. Oh, we just met Chris, who was running the Welcome Center today and signed in. And it's $10 for electricity, if you have the option, which we don't. And he gave us the lowdown of where everything is in Waterford and told us there's a farmer's market tomorrow morning, which is gonna be pretty cool. We're definitely gonna stay for that. Maybe stay the day, who knows? But it's beautiful here. Beautiful. It's just past 8 o'clock. We're gonna go for a little bit of a sunset hike to the park, the lock. And it's been a chill afternoon. I went for about a 30-minute run.
Not literally chill though.
Not literally, it's been hot as hell. And we are not at the dock with power. But it's okay, it's actually not terrible. We have the fan going. So anyway, we're just gonna walk around, and Waterford seems like a pretty cool town. Nothing like Troy, but cool. And it's nice that they have these public walls for us to stay at. It's very neat.
It's number 2 for lock number 2. And those are the lock doors. How cool.
Ollie hates grates. Our paws go like, whoop. She's like very gingerly like.
Oh, how cool! Oh my gosh! Wow. Oh, you did it.
You fell on your butt.
It is so cool being here at the start of the Erie Canal. Thinking about all of the engineering, the technology for the time that had to go into creating this this canal is pretty mind-blowing. And beyond that, just thinking about the history of the canal, thinking about where we're going to be cruising on starting tomorrow, in terms of how important this canal was in its heyday. This canal connected Chicago, the Great Lakes, to New York and the rest of the Atlantic and Europe. And it's so crazy to think about that we are going to be boating on this canal tomorrow. So stay tuned for that video.
We are literally going to be coming right through this tomorrow. The first stop on our Flight of 5.
This is so cool.
With that, that's the end of our day in Troy, coming to
Waterford.
And beginning. We've actually done one lock, and so this is lock 2, which I thought this was going to be lock 1, but
yeah, the lock we did today was lock 1,
yeah.
And this right here is lock 2 of the Erie Canal.
Now make sure you guys are subscribed, because tomorrow, most likely tomorrow, you know, everything can change on board Pivot, but tomorrow we will be starting the Erie Canal.
So stay tuned, and thanks for watching this video.
So it is 8 o'clock. We're gonna go for a little sunrise. So we're gonna go for sunrise. It's
Good girl.
in the top.
Bump it.
That's it. Paw.
Lay down.
Lay down. Who's precious? Bump it. Hey, bump it right here. Okay.